Hello, my name is Mark Black. In this video, we're going to look at how to integrate Kibana with IBM Spectrum LSF Suite 10.2. So in this video, what are you going to see? Well, I'm going to talk just a little bit about what Kibana is. There's lots of videos and material out there that you can look at as well. It'll give you an idea of how useful Kibana is. We'll then look at how and where to install Kibana. I'll talk about the indexes that are built into LSF Suite, and I'll provide you with a live demo. Okay, so first of all, what is Kibana? Well, Kibana is a really useful tool for doing log analytics. Like, it allows you to explore your logs very easily and lets you visualize that data. You can create dashboards, to answer specific questions, and there are lots and lots of resources. I'd really recommend you go and take a look at some of the things that other people have done with it. This really is like a go-to tool for processing, or well, visualizing your logs and being able to sort and find interesting information in your logs. So it's very worthwhile to install this and at least play with it to see what you can make it do. So how do I install Kibana? Well, we can go to elastic.co and go to the downloads page, and we want to look at past releases. This is because the version of Elasticsearch that's in the LSF suite is currently 5.4.1. Other versions, like version 6 of Kibana may work, but we just haven't tried it. So I'd just say go for something like a 5.x version. That should probably work fine. You then need to, once you've downloaded that RPM, copy it to one of the LSF Suite GUI hosts. So you'll recall when you deployed the cluster, you had a machine called a deployer node, and from that you ran the Ansible playbooks to install the cluster. You had a file in there called opt IBM LSF installer playbook LSF inventory. That LSF inventory file defined which machines were the GUI hosts. So you're basically going to copy that RPM to one of those GUI hosts and then just install it with like an RPM-I. And that gets it installed. Then let's talk about what data is available. So LSF Suite includes file beats, metric beats, Logstash, and Elasticsearch. So all of the data gathering processes and the indexing process are all built into LSF Suite. So we have Elasticsearch sitting there running on the GUI hosts, and there are a number of indexes that we can look at. If you run this command here, curl -xget, and then you name of your machine, the GUI host, :9200 / cat indices, you'll see something like this. It'll probably be a lot longer if your cluster's been running for a longer time. But there's all kinds of interesting information here. So for example, like we have the syslogs, we have LSF logs, we have logs for the different GUI processes. We have host monitoring logs, we have LSF event logs, finish logs, host metrics, configuration, pending jobs, finished jobs, all kinds of logs. But in this case, we're going to focus more on just these few logs here. So some of them are log-based, so like the syslog, for example. This one is gathering the var log messages from all of the hosts running the LSF daemons. So in there, you can see, what's going on with the OS. We also have IBM Spectrum Suite logs LSF. These are the logs from the LSF daemons, and these are handy for looking at LSF issues. A couple more that are kind of interesting are the monitor host log. So this one is gathering metrics from the metric beat and storing them in this index. It's kind of similar to the LSF host metrics index, but there are perhaps a few more metrics there as well. And there's another one for looking at the file systems on the individual machines. So let's go and do a live demo. So in my environment, I have a GUI host, and I have a bunch of LSF servers, and we're going to install on that GUI host, and I'll make a few customizations and show you how to make that work. So in the live demo, I'm going to show you how to install the package. Well, basically, you've seen already. I'll then integrate that into the LSF Suite GUI, so I'll modify the configuration of both Kibana and add the links into the LSF Suite GUI. Then we'll start exploring the data and just getting a sense of what we can do. So let me switch over now, and we'll do that. Okay, so this is my GUI host, and I've downloaded the Kibana package here. And Elasticsearch is 5.4.1, but I find this version here of Kibana that it'll work. If you try newer versions, you may find that it complains and doesn't work properly. So I'd recommend going with the 5.4.1 if you can find that. Okay, so let's go install it. Oh, before I do that, let me just show you the indexes just to verify that this is the GUI host. So I'm just using this curl command here, and we can run that. And sure enough, we get the output. You'll notice that a lot of the indexes seem to be repeated, but with like a different timestamp. That's normal. Okay, let's get going. So I got my Kibana package. I want to install that. Oh, this will take a moment. Okay, it's installed. So it's created a file for me here in etc Kibana. So I need to modify this file here, kibana.yml. Let's do that. So I guess the first thing I need to do is set the Elasticsearch URL. So it's the same as what we used for that curl command. .71. The other thing that I need to do is specify which address it's going to listen on. So I need to set this. And I would set that to the, say, the public interface on my machine. So I've done that already. So let me just copy this over. Okay. Now I want to start up the service. Enable. And start it. Okay, and let's check, see it's running. Oops. Yep, okay. So what I'm going to do now is switch over to my GUI, and we'll connect to Kibana and look around a little bit. Okay, so one thing to note, Kibana will be listing on port 5601, so I just give that URL, the URL of the machine, plus that port number. Okay, it's connecting. There we go. So I have some stuff, well, I added Kibana before, so it's not actually remembering the configuration that I already created. But let me show you how I set that up. So we're going to Management. We can look at our index patterns. And I have some here that I've added already, but let's go and add another one in. So I did this for the host monitor load. I did it for IBM Spectrum Suite logs, and we'll add in another one. So monitor and host. I think it was file system. And I'll add in the wildcard for the different dates. And you see, okay, it's found it. Let's see what the timestamps are. I'm not sure. I'm going to pick this one. Okay. Next. Okay. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. So I'll create. And there we go. So it's added in here. So I did that for these other ones as well. So you might want to do that as well. And you can see here, here's the data that's actually there. So it has like the file system, percentage used, device name, mount point, and other data. Okay, so that's Kibana up and running. We'll play with it a little bit more in a few minutes. So I'll just show you very quickly. So here you can see your logs, and you can search for like specific terms. Say for example, you want to see boot messages, boot image. Well, no, let me change the time range. Say in the last 12 hours. Hey, there we go. My logs on all of my machines contain boot image. Or say for example, we're looking for DHCP messages. So I can search for the DHCP messages. And, whoops, in the last 12 hours, do I see any? Oh yeah. Yep, so you can see it's a very useful tool for searching through your logs. Now what we want to do is integrate this GUI into the LSF Suite GUI. So let me switch over to the LSF Suite GUI and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, let me log into my LSF Suite. Okay, I'm in here and let's take a look at the resources. Okay, what I would like to do is within the resources here add another option for getting to Kibana. So I happen to be the LSF administrator, so I can I have this other option here to edit the navigation. So I can go in here, edit navigation, and I'm going to add a custom page. And we'll call it Kibana. And I put in the URL. And it's 5601. Okay, now I have Kibana. Let me test that. Cool. There we go. All right, let's save the navigation. Okay, so there you go. I've now integrated Kibana into my LSF Suite GUI, and I can now start to build out different visualizations. So there are lots of great videos on YouTube, and I'd recommend taking a look at those. You can see how to create interesting visualizations, and then from that create like interesting dashboards. And well, I just encourage you to play with this tool. You'll find like a lot of value in it. Okay, so in summary, you've seen how to add Kibana to the LSF Suite GUI host. You've seen how to integrate the Kibana, so pointed to essentially the Elasticsearch, and how to get it into the GUI. You've seen some of the available indexes that are there, and you've seen how to explore the data. So for more information, you can of course go here, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that.